Hello and welcome to the next video of the LEC Preview Series. We're covering GIANTX, a team that I think is going to do much better this season than last year. So going into this split, they're ranked third. Last year they were sixth. The first year where Giants returned to the LEC top tier and Excel combined with them. This team, you'll notice, actually has an academy roster, which is nice. It seems that we've been going over some teams without them the last several days. As CB Lull and Latin America. Well, CB Lull, I guess, does have quite a few teams that do have academy systems. They just don't have them really organized yet in terms of like who's on the damn teams. But LTA North, pretty sloppy. LPL, pretty sloppy. It's nice to have a team that we can actually discuss. So, GIANTX in the top side, they have two Turkish players. Lot is unranked. He will be making his debut in Tier 1, 20 years old. Had a 3.1 KDA, 57.1 KP, 8.2 CS per minute last year. Played in LFL and I believe another ERL. 1.1 share differential, 1.43 ROI, so dealt a decent amount of damage in the top lane as well. Those are more carry oriented, if you will, for a top laner. We're seeing positive in both. Up 380 gold, which in and of itself shows he was better than his competition. A 3.13 vision efficiency, which is vision score divided by wards placed, which is very good because many players are below 3. 16 champions, 78 games, 20 years old. Renekton, Kesante, and Nar account for 48% of his champion usage. The backup is Bad Lulu. Bad Lulu played on LFL in the LFL as well last season. Had a 3.1 KDA, 55.3 KP, 8.4 CS per minute. Also comes out ahead as a carry-oriented top, 0.9 in the positive share category and 1.34 ROI. However, in the laning phase, went just negative, as in like minus 35, so just barely negative. 2.39 vision efficiency, though, shows how inefficient he was with wards. 13 champions in 52 games. The veteran on this team is Closer in the jungle. That's Closer who played on 100 Thieves, played on KC last season, Golden Guardians many years ago as well as in Turkey. Pure facilitator. That's why he's ranked 7th. He's the only. Actually, I don't think there is a jungler ranked lower than him going into this season in the LEC that played last year in the Tier 1 region. That's because he is pure facilitator. 2.7 KDA, 73.3 KP, only 5 CS per minute. Very low resource. Had negative 3.9 share differential, which actually isn't that bad given the fact that he actually had 0.96 damage divided by gold. He was one of the lowest in Tier 1 across the board in ROI and in CS per minute. He might have been the lowest in CS per minute. Negative 235 gold at 15 minutes. And this is the problem. If you're a facilitator, that's fine, but you have to make stuff happen and not be behind in gold. On average, he's behind by quite a bit. So if he wasn't behind in one game, the next game he could have been behind 470 to get this total. 4.27 vision efficiency, 8 champions in just 21 games. 26 years old, Sejuani via Maokai were 67% of his champion pool. So really keyed in on those champions, and that was a knock against Closer when he was in the LCS as well, that his champion pool could be exploited. And behind him is Ferret. Ferret played with Istanbul Wildcats a couple times at international events, and he didn't look awful. Wouldn't shock me at all if he put pressure on Closer. Had a 4 KDA, 72.2 KP, 6.1 CS per minute, more higher resource, carry oriented, can get things done. Negative 1.8 share differential and a 1.19 ROI. Up 160 gold at 15 minutes. 3.93 vision efficiency. 15 champions in 48 games. Excuse me. The bright spot of this roster is Jackie's. Going into his second season last year, he had his ups and he had his downs. And, not going to ignore either side because it seems that many people like to ignore the negative side of this, but regardless, a 2.8 KDA, a 71.7 KP, and a 9.1 CS per minute. That's very good. They fought around him. As far as mid laners are concerned, that is a very high kill participation. We're nearly 3 out of every 4 kills. That's clearly fighting around your best player on last year's team. He's ranked third in the LEC going into this season. That's how good his stat line is. 5.6 share differential, one of the highest in mid lane. 1.53 ROI. This team did not deal a ton of damage last year. And the way it's formed, that could be a problem. They need to find damage. Now, the kicker is down 270 gold at 15 minutes. So, on average, if he had a game he went even, there's a game he was behind 540 gold. And you can think of the pop-off moments he had and now do the math and how you get a negative 270 gold difference. So, keep that in mind. The laning phase, he was exploited a bit. 2.79 vision efficiency, 18 champions, 48 games, 20 years old. Azir, Yone, Tristana, just 33% of his champion pool. Very wide champion usage and distribution. Only 1 out of every 3 games did he play one of his 3 most played. Behind him is Feisty. Feisty had a bright future, it seemed like, in CK, but ended up going to ERLs last season full time. Had a 4.6 KDA, 73 1 KP, and a 9 CS per minute. Very active on his team on GIANTX Pride, whatever the hell they're called. Now, did play alongside a Korean jungler, and this year he won't be. So that is a thing. 5.1 share differential and a 1.59 ROI. Up 315 gold at 15 minutes, so showing he is better than ERL talent. I'm surprised he honestly didn't get a spot on some team this year. 2.77 vision efficiency, 10 champions, 57 games. Key acquisition, they took the Fnatic bot lane. So Noah and June both third in their roles in the LEC going into the year. Noah had a 4.6 KDA, a 70 KP, and a 9.5 CS per minute. Very high resource relative to other AD carries this past season. In part probably due to a lack of, well, he didn't play many Smolder games, I know that. But he might not have played many Senna games either, which is why that is the way it is. A 3.3 share differential, so doing the math here, 8.910. So 1.2 in the positive share differential right now, which is Lot, essentially. So if Lot can repeat his performance from last year at a higher level of play, they should come out ahead in terms of carry threat relative to the gold they're getting. 1.56 ROI for Noah, which leads his team. Up 115 gold at 15 minutes. Now, this is a troubling part. So, 495 gold ahead, minus 235 is 260, minus 10, minus 25. So, at 15 minutes, this team is technically, based on last year's laning stats, behind 25 gold. And you'll say, oh, it's just 25 gold. No, I mean, the point is they go even at 15 minutes if they play their laning phases like they did last year. You'd like to think Jackie's will be better than last year. But at the same time, do we really think Lot's going to have a 380 gold lead on average this season? I think that's a tall order. 2.86 vision efficiency, 16 champions in 107 games, 23 years old. Varus, Ezreal, Zeri, 44% of his champion pool. The backup is, we're going to go Eitnot. We're going to go Eitnot on this one. 5.2 KDA, 71 5 KP, 8.7 CS per minute. Very normal numbers here. 4.9 share differential, 1.61 ROI, up 15 gold, 255 vision efficiency. Not great. 14 champions, 57 games. There's no threat there for Noah. Really, the only threat on this team is Closer's job, in my opinion. Jackie's has a much brighter future than Feisty might, so I don't expect Feisty to push him. Support, June, 3.5 KDA, 72.6 KP, a very traditional support, negative 5.9 share differential, 0.76 ROI. Down 15 gold, 1.86 vision efficiency, 18 champions, 107 games. Many people consider June to be the best Western support. I would not say that. Well, best support in the West, but I wouldn't say that. I think he's one of the best, one of them. I would say he's in the top 3 to 4. But I would not say he's better than Mickey. 24 years old. Rel, Nautilus, Leona, just under half of his champion pool. They brought in Laspa, who is a Korean import. I believe he played with Brion for a couple games a few years back. I could be wrong. Last year, though, numbers were pretty bad. 2.3 KDA, only a 69.4 KP, Negative 7.2 share differential, 0.62 ROI, very low. There's only a couple tier 1 supports with less of an impact in the damage department last year. Down 95 gold at 15 minutes, 1.93 vision efficiency. And the most glaring thing is only 5 champions in 29 games. That is rough. That is very predictable. We don't like that. Giotto is the coach. Giotto is 110 and 97 over his career in the regular season in the LCS and LEC. And in the playoffs, well, that's a 53% win rate. And then in the playoffs, 37 and 46 for 45% win rate. Like I said, I have this, as you see on the board, I have them third. We'll see what happens. I think that is, tentative for sure. That's with Lot literally ranked as 7th best, tied with all the other rookie top laners. I think Jackie's Noah or June could be better than their ranking. So this team could be better than third. We'll see. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.